As we age, one part of the body often begins to weaken quietly, long before symptoms appear: our bones. For seniors, maintaining strong bones isn't just about avoiding fractures, it's about protecting mobility, balance, independence, and quality of life. That's why knowing which bone-building foods to include in your daily diet is so important. After age 50, our bones naturally lose density, and the process speeds up for both men and women, especially postmenopausal women. This loss doesn't always cause immediate symptoms, but it can lead to serious consequences: osteoporosis, brittle bones, painful fractures, and extended recovery times after minor falls. What makes this even more challenging for older adults is that many of the nutrients required for bone health, like calcium, magnesium, vitamin D, and protein, are harder for the aging body to absorb and use efficiently. Here's the good news: your daily diet can be one of your strongest defenses. Research consistently shows that certain foods are rich in bone-supporting nutrients that not only slow down bone loss, but also promote the formation of new, stronger bone tissue. And the best part? These bone-building foods are accessible, delicious, and easy to incorporate into meals seniors already enjoy. In today's video, we'll explore 7 of the best bone-building foods that seniors should eat every single day. Whether you're already managing osteopenia or osteoporosis, or you simply want to protect your body's foundation as you age, these foods will help you nourish your bones from the inside out. We'll explain why each food is effective, what science says about its benefits, and how real seniors across the US are using these everyday ingredients to strengthen their bones, avoid fractures, and stay active well into their 70s and beyond. Because when your bones are strong, your confidence grows, you stand taller, move easier, and live better. And it all starts with what's on your plate. Let's get into the 7 essential foods that can help you build better bones, starting today. 1. Greek yogurt, a creamy calcium powerhouse for seniors. When it comes to bone-building foods, Greek yogurt tops the list. Not just because it's delicious and versatile, but because it's one of the most concentrated dietary sources of calcium and protein, 2 nutrients absolutely essential for maintaining strong, healthy bones in seniors. As we age, the body's ability to absorb calcium diminishes. That's a problem, because calcium is a primary building block of bone tissue. If your diet doesn't supply enough, the body begins to pull calcium from your bones to maintain normal blood levels, leading to weakened bone structure over time. For older adults, especially women past menopause, the risk of calcium depletion is even greater, making daily intake more critical than ever. Greek yogurt is an ideal solution. A typical 6-ounce serving provides around 200 to 250 milligrams of calcium, roughly 20% of the daily requirement for seniors, along with 15 to 20 grams of high-quality protein. Why is protein important? Because bones aren't just made of minerals, they're supported by a strong collagen matrix that requires amino acids to repair and maintain. But what really sets Greek yogurt apart from other dairy products is its digestibility. It's lower in lactose than traditional yogurt, making it easier for older adults, many of whom develop lactose sensitivity over time, to enjoy without discomfort. And its thick, creamy texture makes it a great base for nutrient-rich snacks or meals. Let's take the story of Edwina Eddie Kruger, a 78-year-old retired librarian from Boise, Idaho. Eddie had struggled with recurring hip pain and mild osteopenia, but she wasn't a fan of calcium pills or chalky supplements. Her dietitian suggested Greek yogurt as a natural, whole food way to boost calcium intake. Eddie began incorporating it into her daily breakfast, paired with berries, flaxseed, and a drizzle of honey. Within 6 months, not only did her bone density stabilize, but she also noticed better digestion and increased energy in the mornings. Her doctor was pleased with her DEXA scan results, and Eddie found that the routine felt enjoyable, not like a prescription. For seniors looking to improve bone health, Greek yogurt offers a simple, accessible, and affordable daily addition. When shopping, choose plain, unsweetened varieties to avoid added sugars, and look for brands fortified with vitamin D, which helps your body absorb calcium more effectively. Want to mix it up? Greek yogurt can be used in smoothies, salad dressings, or as a substitute for sour cream in savory dishes. Its versatility means you don't have to get bored, and your bones won't either. Among bone-building foods for seniors, Greek yogurt stands out as a true all-in-one powerhouse. Calcium, protein, probiotics, and convenience, all in one cup. When enjoyed daily as part of a balanced diet, it helps lay the foundation for stronger bones, better mobility, and greater confidence at any age. 2. Canned sardines. Small fish, big bone benefits. They may be small, but sardines pack a serious punch when it comes to building and protecting strong bones. In fact, for seniors looking to strengthen their skeletal system through food, canned sardines are one of the most efficient and underrated bone-building foods available at your local grocery store. What makes sardines such a bone health superfood? First, they're one of the rare foods that naturally provide both calcium and vitamin D in meaningful amounts. While most people think of dairy for calcium, just a 3-ounce serving of canned sardines with bones provides over 300 milligrams of calcium, nearly 1/3 of the daily requirement for older adults. But even more impressive, that same serving gives you about 200 IU of vitamin D, a nutrient that helps your body absorb and use calcium effectively. The reason sardines are so calcium-rich is because their soft, edible bones are packed with minerals. And don't worry, when canned, these bones are tender and almost unnoticeable in texture. In addition, sardines are a great source of omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation and support the bone-building activity of osteoblasts, the cells responsible for laying down new bone. Let's meet someone who turned to sardines when traditional options fell short. Jerry Hanley, a 74-year-old retired railway inspector from Rochester, New York, had been advised by his doctor to increase calcium for early-stage osteoporosis. But Jerry was lactose intolerant, and most calcium-fortified foods upset his stomach. After attending a local senior center nutrition workshop, Jerry discovered the benefits of sardines. Skeptical at first, he started by mixing them into salads with lemon juice and chopped celery. To his surprise, they were not only tolerable, but tasty. Within 6 months, Jerry's follow-up bone density test showed slight improvement, and more importantly, he felt stronger and steadier during his daily walks. For seniors who may struggle with supplements or dairy, sardines are a convenient, shelf-stable, and affordable source of the essential nutrients that support bone health. They can be eaten straight from the can, added to whole grain crackers, or stirred into pasta with olive oil and greens. When choosing sardines, look for varieties packed in water or olive oil rather than sauces high in sodium. And always make sure the label says "with bones." That's where the calcium comes from. If you're new to sardines, start with small portions and pair them with familiar ingredients to ease into the flavor. Among all bone-building foods seniors need daily, canned sardines are proof that big benefits can come in small packages. Rich in calcium, vitamin D, and healthy fats, they offer a powerful way to nourish your skeleton without breaking the bank or adding complexity to your routine. 3. Leafy greens. Everyday vegetables with extraordinary bone benefits. When it comes to bone-building foods, dairy products often get the spotlight. But for seniors, especially those who are lactose intolerant or prefer plant-based diets, leafy green vegetables like kale, collard greens, bok choy, and turnip greens offer a powerful, calcium-rich alternative that supports strong, resilient bones. What makes leafy greens so special for bone health? First, they're packed with plant-based calcium, a form of calcium that, in the right vegetables, can be just as bioavailable as what you find in milk. For example, 1 cup of cooked collard greens delivers over 250 milligrams of calcium, and kale isn't far behind. These vegetables also contain vitamin K, which plays a critical role in regulating calcium in the body and helping to bind minerals to the bone matrix. In addition to calcium and vitamin K, leafy greens provide magnesium and potassium, 2 minerals that help buffer acids in the diet and preserve calcium in the bones. They're also low in calories, rich in antioxidants, and support healthy digestion, making them a safe, versatile choice for seniors trying to maintain strength, balance, and overall wellness. Let's take the story of Lenora "Lenny" Ellsworth, a 76-year-old retired choir director from Birmingham, Alabama. Lenora was told at her last DEXA scan that her bone density was borderline for osteopenia. While her doctor recommended a calcium supplement, Lenora wanted to try food first. Her granddaughter, a dietetics student, encouraged her to eat like a Southern grandma, but with a twist. Together, they began cooking greens several times a week, steamed collards with garlic, sautéed kale with lemon, and bok choy stir-fries. Lenora also started adding spinach to her scrambled eggs and blending kale into her morning smoothies. 3 months later, her labs showed improved vitamin K levels, and her follow-up bone scan showed no further density loss. Even better, she reported feeling more energized and regular in digestion. Unexpected, but welcome bonuses. A few quick tips for seniors looking to boost calcium from greens. Choose varieties low in oxalates. While spinach is high in calcium, it also contains oxalates that can inhibit calcium absorption. That's why kale, bok choy, and collard greens are better daily choices. And don't forget, cooking greens can reduce their volume while increasing nutrient density, making it easier to eat more in a single serving. You can incorporate leafy greens into soups, stews, casseroles, or enjoy them as a simple side dish with olive oil and a sprinkle of lemon juice to aid in mineral absorption. For those with dentures or chewing difficulty, cooked greens are soft, easy to digest, and gentle on the stomach. Among the most accessible and affordable bone-building foods for seniors, leafy greens offer a nutrient-rich, fiber-filled solution to the challenge of maintaining bone density with age. They nourish not only your bones, but your entire body, one forkful at a time. 4. Fortified plant-based milks, a smart, dairy-free source of calcium and vitamin D. In recent years, more and more seniors have made the switch from traditional dairy to plant-based milks, and for good reason. Whether it's due to lactose intolerance, digestive discomfort, or simply personal preference, many older adults are exploring alternatives like almond, soy, oat, and flax milk. But here's what matters most. Not all plant-based milks are equal when it comes to supporting bone health. That's why choosing fortified plant-based milks is one of the smartest moves seniors can make. Why are fortified milks considered effective bone-building foods? It comes down to 2 crucial nutrients, calcium and vitamin D. While naturally occurring calcium in plant milks is minimal, most commercially available products are fortified with calcium carbonate or tricalcium phosphate, bringing their calcium content up to or even exceeding that of cow's milk. Many are also fortified with vitamin D2 or D3, which is essential for calcium absorption in the gut and for transporting calcium into the bones. For seniors, this combination is key. As the ability to synthesize vitamin D from sunlight declines with age and digestive absorption of calcium becomes less efficient, it's vital to have a consistent source of both nutrients in the diet, ideally in a form that's easy to consume, digest, and enjoy. Let's take the story of Wendell Duke Crandall, an 80-year-old retired mail carrier from Sacramento, California. After struggling with bloating and cramps from dairy milk, Duke stopped drinking it altogether. But he never found a replacement that stuck, until his physician's assistant suggested fortified soy milk. Duke started adding it to his oatmeal and using it in smoothies. He chose a version fortified with 45% of his daily calcium needs and 25% of his vitamin D per cup. Within 3 months, not only had he increased his calcium intake substantially, but his energy levels had improved, and he reported fewer nighttime muscle cramps. A possible sign of better mineral balance. For seniors, the key to choosing the right plant-based milk lies in reading the label. Always check for added calcium, at least 300 milligrams per cup, and vitamin D, at least 100 IU per serving. Go for unsweetened varieties to avoid added sugars that can negatively impact bone health and increase inflammation. Soy milk typically has the most protein of any plant milk, around 7 grams per cup, which adds another layer of support, as protein is necessary for maintaining the collagen framework of bones. Plant-based milks can be enjoyed on their own, poured over cereal, blended into smoothies, or used in recipes that traditionally call for cow's milk. For those who struggle to get enough fluid during the day, they're also a hydrating way to combine nutrition with comfort. In the landscape of bone-building foods, seniors need daily, fortified, plant-based milks offer a flexible, gentle on the stomach, and nutrient-dense option that fits nearly every lifestyle. Whether you're vegan, lactose intolerant, or simply ready to try something new, this modern twist on milk can help you build and maintain stronger bones without the digestive distress. Number 5. Eggs, a compact source of vitamin D and protein for bone support. Eggs have long been celebrated as one of nature's most perfect foods, and when it comes to bone health, they deserve a special place on the list of essential bone-building foods for seniors. Why? Because eggs deliver a rare and highly absorbable combination of vitamin D, high-quality protein, and phosphorus, all of which are critical nutrients for maintaining strong, healthy bones as we age. Let's start with vitamin D. For many older adults, getting enough of this vital nutrient can be a real challenge, especially for those who spend less time in the sun or have a reduced ability to convert sunlight into usable vitamin D. A single large egg contains about 40 IU of vitamin D, and almost all of it is found in the yolk. While that number may seem small, eggs are one of the very few natural food sources of this vitamin, making them a valuable daily contributor when combined with fortified foods and sensible sun exposure. But eggs don't stop at vitamin D. They also provide around 6 to 7 grams of complete protein per egg, supplying all the essential amino acids needed for maintaining the collagen framework that keeps bones strong and flexible. And let's not forget phosphorus, a mineral that works closely with calcium to form the dense matrix of bone tissue. One egg delivers about 86 milligrams of phosphorus, another important building block for seniors looking to fortify their skeletal structure. Let's hear from someone who found strength in simplicity. Mildred "Millie" Rojas, a 77-year-old former school principal from Tucson, Arizona, had recently been diagnosed with early-stage osteoporosis. She wasn't a fan of dairy, and her supplement routine left her with stomach discomfort. At a routine visit, her primary care doctor suggested incorporating 2 eggs a day into her diet, scrambled, poached, or boiled. Millie embraced the suggestion, starting her mornings with soft-boiled eggs and a side of sautéed spinach or whole-grain toast. Not only did she enjoy the routine, but her blood work 3 months later showed improved vitamin D status, along with a small but measurable improvement in bone turnover markers. "It's a small thing," she said, "but it's part of what's keeping me moving and steady." For seniors, eggs are easy to prepare, versatile in the kitchen, and gentle on the digestive system. They can be enjoyed for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and serve as a convenient protein source for those with reduced appetite or chewing difficulties. If you're concerned about cholesterol, it's worth noting that the latest research suggests moderate egg consumption, about 1 egg per day, is safe for most people, including those with cardiovascular concerns, especially when consumed as part of a balanced diet. And for even more vitamin D, some brands offer vitamin D-enriched eggs laid by hens fed a diet supplemented with this nutrient. Among the most affordable and accessible bone-building foods, Eggs are a nutritional workhorse for seniors, simple, nourishing, and deeply supportive of lifelong bone strength. 6. Prunes. A surprising fruit that protects and restores bone density. They may not be the flashiest superfood, but prunes, also known as dried plums, are quietly earning a reputation as one of the most effective bone-building foods for seniors. Once associated mainly with digestion, prunes are now backed by an impressive body of research showing their ability to support bone health, particularly in older adults. So, what makes prunes so special for your skeleton? First, they're rich in polyphenols, plant compounds that help reduce bone breakdown by suppressing inflammation and oxidative stress, two key drivers of bone loss in aging populations. They're also a natural source of boron, a trace mineral that supports the metabolism of calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D, all crucial players in the bone-building process. But that's not all. Prunes provide potassium and vitamin K, both of which help maintain bone mineral density. Potassium helps neutralize acid in the body that can leach calcium from bones, while vitamin K helps regulate calcium deposition and strengthens the bone matrix. Let's look at what science says. A study published in the journal Osteoporosis International found that postmenopausal women who consumed 5 to 6 prunes daily for 6 months maintained better bone density in their forearms and lower spine compared to women who didn't eat prunes. Another study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition echoed these findings, suggesting that prunes may help reverse bone loss over time. Take the story of Maxine Max Hargrove, an 84-year-old retired florist from Tallahassee, Florida. Max had been living with osteopenia for several years and was looking for a natural way to complement her treatment plan. Her granddaughter, who works as a dietitian, recommended prunes, not just for digestion, but for bones. Max began eating 5 prunes with her breakfast each morning, alongside Greek yogurt and walnuts. After 3 months, she noticed less joint stiffness and improved balance when walking. A follow-up bone scan didn't show a decline, which for her was a win. "It's a small fruit," she laughed, "but it's doing big things inside." For seniors, prunes are easy to chew, naturally sweet, and gentle on the stomach. You can eat them on their own, chop them into oatmeal, mix into yogurt, or blend into smoothies. And because they also help with regularity, they're a dual-purpose food, supporting both bone health and digestive wellness. If you're new to prunes, start slowly, just 2 to 3 per day, and gradually increase to 5 or 6 as your body adjusts. Look for unsulfured varieties with no added sugar, and store them in a sealed container to retain freshness. Among the most unexpected yet powerful bone-building foods for seniors, prunes are a small but mighty tool in the fight against age-related bone loss. With just a handful a day, you can nourish your bones, support your balance, and sweeten your path to stronger, more resilient aging. 7. Tofu, a plant-based powerhouse, rich in calcium and bone-protective compounds. For seniors looking to support strong bones with plant-based foods, tofu is one of the most versatile and valuable choices available. Often associated with vegetarian or Asian cuisines, tofu is much more than a meat alternative. It's one of the most effective bone-building foods for people of all ages, especially older adults seeking to preserve bone health naturally. Tofu is made from soybeans and is especially rich in calcium, but only if you choose the right kind. Calcium-set tofu, which is coagulated with calcium sulfate, contains up to 350 to 500 milligrams of calcium per half-cup serving. That's more than 1/3 of the daily calcium requirement for most seniors. In addition, tofu provides a complete source of plant-based protein, which supports the collagen matrix of the bones and helps preserve muscle mass, a crucial part of fall prevention. But tofu brings more than just calcium and protein to the table. It contains isoflavones, naturally occurring plant compounds that act like mild estrogens in the body. These isoflavones have been shown to slow bone loss, particularly in postmenopausal women whose natural estrogen levels have declined, a key contributor to osteoporosis. Let's take the example of Clarence C.J. Donnelly, a 79-year-old retired firefighter from Santa Fe, New Mexico. CJ had never eaten tofu a day in his life until a bone scan revealed a sharp drop in density over just 2 years. His daughter, who follows a plant-based diet, encouraged him to try tofu stir-fries and tofu scrambles instead of red meat a few times a week. With some initial hesitation, CJ agreed. He started using firm calcium-set tofu, which he pan-fried with olive oil and vegetables, or scrambled with turmeric and garlic for breakfast. Not only did he grow to enjoy the taste, but his follow-up labs showed improved vitamin D absorption and more stable calcium levels. Even more encouraging, his physical therapist noticed better posture and fewer balance issues during routine assessments. For seniors who may struggle with chewing tougher cuts of meat or want to reduce saturated fat, tofu is gentle on the teeth, easy to digest, and absorbs flavor beautifully. It can be baked, grilled, stir-fried, or blended into soups and sauces for a creamy texture without dairy. To get the full bone-building benefits of tofu, always check the label for calcium sulfate as the coagulant. It's this ingredient that makes the tofu a true calcium-rich food. Also, balance your tofu intake with a variety of vegetables and, if needed, vitamin D sources to maximize calcium absorption. In the realm of bone-building foods for seniors, tofu stands out for its nutrient density, adaptability, and gentle impact on the digestive and cardiovascular systems. For older adults seeking simple, satisfying meals that do more than fill the plate, tofu offers an excellent foundation for strength, resilience, and long-term bone health. As we age, the foundation of our strength, our bones, becomes more vulnerable. But here's the empowering truth. We're not helpless passengers in that process. With the right knowledge and the right bone-building foods, seniors can actively protect and even rebuild bone strength at any stage of life. Throughout this video, we've explored 7 powerful foods that do more than just nourish. They help reinforce the very structure of your body. From the calcium-packed goodness of Greek yogurt and sardines, to the protective power of leafy greens, tofu, prunes, eggs, and fortified plant-based milks, each of these choices gives your bones the support they need to stay dense, resilient, and fracture-resistant. Why does this matter? Because good bone health is about more than just avoiding a broken hip. It's about keeping your balance steady, your steps confident, and your independence intact. It's about being able to enjoy time with grandkids, garden on a sunny afternoon, or take a walk with your neighbor without fear of falling or injury. The best part is, building better bones doesn't require fancy supplements or dramatic changes. It starts with simple, everyday foods, meals and snacks you enjoy, now fortified with purpose. And the sooner you start, the more benefit your body will gain in the years ahead. If today's video inspired you, let us know in the comments. Which of these bone-building foods will you be adding to your plate this week? We'd love to hear what's working for you. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to NUTRIHUBBLISS, your trusted source for senior nutrition, vitality, and joyful aging. We're here to help you stay strong, energized, and supported every step of the way. Because bones may live beneath the surface, but the way we treat them shapes how we move, how we live, and how we thrive.